Hello, everybody, and welcome to another installment of Shauna's Spilling the Presley Tea. So, welcome, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Thank y'all for coming in, and I'm going to wait for some more people, but thank you guys for being here. And also, guys, thanks for giving me all your well wishes and condolences for my dog that passed away last Friday. It was just so traumatic. It was awful, guys. I don't even want to get into it, but I just wanted to say thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, all of y'all. I know y'all have lost animals before, so have I, but this really got me, guys. It was just like, I can't even describe it. It's more like losing to me, it was like losing a child. I'm just saying. I had him for 8 years, and I had him ever since my son was 2.5. So it was very all of a sudden, and it was just, it really got me. It really got me because it, it just happened so quickly. Okay, guys, that's all. Like, it just did, and we ended up burying him on the property because I couldn't even handle cremation or any of that. I just brought him home and we buried him the next day. Oh, goodness. But thank you guys for joining me this evening. So all week, I tried everything possible to distract myself from what happened last Friday. And I got the book. Now, before we talk about this book, I just want to tell you guys, okay, I didn't pay for this book. A lot of people's like, oh, Shauna, I can't believe you paid money for this woman's book. It's like, no. This was a gift. I did not pay for this. I was thankful for it because we can debunk her crap. And boy, besides the book, her crap has been hitting the fan. It's been hitting the book tour interviews she's been doing. It's crazy. I mean, I must have watched 8 book interviews from her. And have you guys noticed every single interview she did? She contradicts herself. Every interview that she did, every one was different than the other. She changed her story. You guys noticed, right? Because I can't be the only one that noticed that she changed the interview. She changed the narrative. She changed her story. You know, I remember a long time ago, somebody told me, if your story never changes, you're telling the truth. Well, in her case, her story changed per interview, okay? Per interview. So we're going to get into some of this stuff tonight. Ashley, hello. Winterhawk, hi. EP Vault, hello. Connie, Kathleen, Velvis, Elvis A to Z, Music World Wonder, Francis, Rainbow, Timothy. I'll get to that too, Timothy. Yes, Timothy wanted to say that her book signing in LA was canceled. Yes, it was. And I do have a picture of the ticket sales before it was canceled. And there was a full areas, like 1, 2, 3, 4 of like seats that haven't been bought yet. Only a few people bought the front rows, and all the way back, there's nothing there. I mean, it's like, wow. And yeah, Jerry, hi girl. Teresa, hi. And it is annoying, Elvis A to Z. It's obnoxious, like you said. Molly, what up, what up? Well, you know what's up. I am live and I'm glad you're here. Ashley, every interview was so awkward, especially Stephen Colbert. Made my skin crawl. Kelsey, hi. Francis, her interviews are awful. So much lies. Oh, yeah, she changed her stories. Winter Hawk, I'm usually a silent watcher, but I wanted to start chatting. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming on and talking to us, and welcome. Elvis fan, hola from California. ¿Cómo está usted? EP Van Fault. No one cares about provolone and Prissy, but we sure love to talk about it, don't we? I mean, nobody cares, but, you know, if the tea is hot, right? Diana, good evening. Molly, glad to be here. I'm glad you're here too. Barbara, hello all, and Shauna finally got on tonight. Oh, girl, it is party time. Holla. Yes, Timothy. We call a Navarone a provolone. That's just what we do around here. We give little pet nicknames to some of these people. Tony, in one interview, she said Provolone asked if he could move in for detox help. In another, she said she told him to come and stat with her. You know, and did you find it sad how when she talked about Provolone and his drug addiction, how she helped him? Did she even care about Lisa's? The only time we ever heard about Lisa's stint with drug addiction when she was in her teens, Priscilla, instead of dealing with her and helping her through her traumas, she gets Scientology to kidnap her and throw her into the celebrity center to deal with it on her own. Yeah, it's sad. Good evening, Diane. Vanessa, hey. Ashley, she lied so much, she's forgotten the tales that she tells. She doesn't know the difference between lasagna and spaghetti, apparently. Oh, let me tell you guys this. I don't know who's calling me. My boss is calling me. I am off right now, girl. We're gonna ignore that. I'm off work. No more work for me. But listen, this is what happened. She was on that lady, there was a lady show a couple of days ago. She's telling a story about how she cooked for Elvis. Now, we all know, if you all read the book Elvis and Me, okay? She writes in her book Elvis and Me that the very first and only meal that she prepared for Elvis and the Memphis Mafia was lasagna. And that she worked so hard on that lasagna, and by the time it was done and prepared it and put it on the table and stuff, they all went to take their first bite and crunch. She forgot to cook the lasagna noodles. Okay? So on this lady's show a couple of days ago, she claims that it was pasta spaghetti, which is so funny because pasta is spaghetti, but the way she worded it, she said, I was cooking pasta and spaghetti. It's like pasta is spaghetti. And then she just says that she forgot the spaghetti? What the? I'm telling you guys, something is up with this woman. Something is up. And I might have more than that to say in a few minutes, but spaghetti, pasta, it's the same. But the story she put in Elvis and Me had something to do with lasagna. And no spaghetti in this. It didn't make sense to me. Hey, Jennifer. Francis, Prissy said on Tamron Hall she wanted to give up after Lisa died, but had to go on for her son. No, she could care less. Winterhawk, I saw that one. How do you not cook pasta? Like, come on. Sharon, hey Shauna, I can't wait to hear the tea. It's coming. Music World Wonder. I have sent you 2 emails. Enjoy and laugh, my friend. I got your emails. Yes, I did. I might even read something from it tonight, so be prepared. Let's see. EP Vault. Send the boss that voicemail. It's time to spill the tea. Haha, she got my voicemail, but it's only because I'm live right now. Kelsey. She keeps changing her stories. During her book tour interview, Priscilla blamed Joe Esposito for why Elvis threw the chair. How versions of the chair story do we need? Exactly. And she already threw Coppola under the bus when it was Priscilla, we know this, who had the story. She already threw Coppola under the bus. Now she's throwing Joe Esposito under the bus. It's like, huh? You know? Yes, Velvet. It was on Tamron Hall. Elvis fan. Lasagna versus spaghetti. Too much, and Joe Esposito also has said lasagna. Oh, I know. This is what I'm thinking. Either one, she really has dementia and she's lost her mind. Or two, she's faking it. She's faking it because there's a big court case coming where she's blaming Brigitte Cruz and Kevin Fialco of elder abuse. What better way to play a part to win this case than to act like you have dementia or act like you cannot remember one day from the next? It's one or the other, folks. We all know she loves to be the actress when it's time for her. When it's real acting, she sucks. But when it's acting as her playing her role for being Priscilla, she's good at it. I mean, she is a manipulator. She manipulates narratives for the agenda that she is going for at the time. Jennifer, every story of hers is different. Do you think she's doing this on purpose so she can claim Alzheimer's? That's what I'm saying. It's one or the two. Either she really has dementia or she's faking it. Faking it so she can get out of something, if you know what I'm saying. Tony, she's blaming the Presley family for Lisa's addictions. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, basically what I'm getting out of this book so far, to me, is she's throwing everybody under the bus to make her narrative the narrative. She's changing everything. It's crazy, right? Plus the fact we all know since this book is out that she doesn't realize this, but this book can be used in a court of law. And what she says in this book can be used against her. I don't think she's being as smart as you guys think. She's already said a few things in this book that my friends can use. Just saying. CS80. Hey, hey, hey. Anthony, hi. Yes. Sharon. Story changed to chair. Was she in a room and Elvis didn't know she was in there when he threw the chair, but they had to make it drama on the movie, so throw Elvis under the bus? Oh, she's good at that. I mean, in Elvis and Me, she threw Elvis under the bus more than once, right? The last time she threw Elvis under the bus in Elvis and Me, she claims that he forcefully took her. Forcefully. He forced himself upon her, if you know what I'm saying. Now, it's kind of funny and sad, and it pisses me off that she put in her book in 1985 that he forced himself on her when she said she was going to leave him when he was in Vegas. And then in the 90s, she changes the narrative like it never happened. That's when I knew that woman had to be watched. That's when I knew that she would say anything to make money. Because, see, she said something bad about him in her book. So by the 90s, she had to change it like, oh, it didn't happen. But you wrote it in your book. I'm telling you. Elvis fan. I had heard that Robert Kardashian cut it off with PB because she didn't know how to cook. I read that article too, Elvis fan. That was funny. Uh-huh. I think it was written by Robert Kardashian's brother, or Robert Kardashian's brother got interviewed and he said such. Yeah, I remember that. Ashley, she said people have been begging her to write a book. Who are these said people? Who are they? Who are they? She only does that when she wants to sound like she's important, like people actually give a crap what she thinks and does. We know that most people don't, but she has to say something like that to make all the sheeple people think that she's more important than she is. I think that's why she's doing that. Yeah. Let's see. Molly, it's easy to blame a dead man. Yeah, it is. It's easy to blame a dead man. It's also easy to blame a dead girl because in her book, she throws Lisa under the bus too. Yeah. So it doesn't just stop at Elvis. Lisa's thrown under the bus in this book. Michael Jackson is thrown under the bus in this book. Nicolas Cage isn't, so that's very surprising. But lots of people are thrown under the bus in this book. She blames other people for what happened in her life than her own choices and actions. Okay. Joanne, if she's telling the truth, the story always stays the same. If you're lying, you can't remember the story you tell. Joanne, bingo. Yes. You know, and we all know she loves to weave some lies and she loves to web it and throw it at us. You know, I knew when this book was going to come out that it was just going to be the same old regurgitated bleh. And it is. I thought maybe there'd be something new. There's not. Not really. Most of it's just some things are changed to make her look like she was the good one. To make it look like none of this was her fault. You know, the one interview I saw 8 of them, but there was one interview that I saw where she says, oh no, she didn't say it at all. The interviewer said to her, I bet the most important thing in your life is being a mom. Oh yes, being a mom was the most important thing to me. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Being a mom was the most important thing to her? Money. Money has been the most important thing to her. Kathleen says, you know she's faking it. Oh, I have a suspicion. There's no way she's not faking it. And the thing that gets me about this whole thing, about this whole affair, so this elder abuse case, so she can get on a plane and fly all across these United States, and then next couple of weeks it'll be the UK. Yet she can't make it to a Florida court case because she's too old? Huh? Makes that make sense. If I was a judge, I would have held her in contempt. Been like, honey, if you can travel all across this globe for interviews and Prissy night out and all this bull crap, then you can make it to your court hearing in Florida. Right? And yes, Francis, she blames Lisa's addiction, opioids, on Elvis. Yeah, right. She could just throw him under the bus, right? Stephanie, Ginger Alden has responded. She had a lot to say. Priscilla's story has changed so many times. I've lost track. Ginger's story has not changed. True, but I do have something to say about that. All right. So you know how the narrative, let me see if I can find it, just for reference. So you know all the narrative about this book, right? From Here to the Great Unknown. Lisa's book, right? Lisa writes in this book that nobody liked Ginger Alden. Lisa's words, right? So it's confusing. So there's people in the Elvis world that really, really like Ginger Alden, and then there's people in the Elvis world that just don't care. Granted, anytime Ginger Alden fires back at Priscilla, I'm there. I'm totally there. But when it comes to words that Lisa writes in this book, if people say if people are saying that this book is true, then what Lisa wrote in this book has to be true about Ginger Alden, right? And if it's not true, I can imagine why Ginger could be upset. But I'm trying to be a good girl and be careful with what I say anymore because people actually take what I say literally. But I'm just saying, if you go by Lisa's book being truth, then Ginger is irrelevant, right? But if you go by the book being a lie, of Lisa's words being a lie, then Ginger was great for Elvis. They would have gotten married. They would have had kids, blah, 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 right? That's what confuses me. Granted, I'm going towards hopefully that Lisa's book is as much truth as you're going to get from her as of late because she's passed on. She wasn't around to do interviews or anything. It was her daughter, Riley. But that's what the book said. It said nobody liked Ginger. And I know Ginger had a mouthful, and I will read her long post to you guys tonight, so in case some of y'all missed it. C-Cat, I'm over here like the sound of a hairball in the night. Velvis, did you like Prissy's outfit with the beret? Priscilla Pugh. When I saw her in that outfit, it reminded me of an old woman wearing a schoolgirl outfit to me. After a certain age, you shouldn't be wearing a certain type of clothing, and that was one of them to me. I'm like, did she really just wear that French hat and everything? Wow. I think she needed to talk to her her clothing designer or whatever and was like, honey, you shouldn't go out there like that. You're 80 years old. You shouldn't be dressing like you schoolgirl. Just, I thought it was funny, okay? Barbara, did you see Ginger's response? I did, and I will read it. And Ashley's talking about Priscilla's outfit too. I mean, come on, guys. I'm almost 50, and I wouldn't even wear that outfit, all right? Come on. All she was missing was little pigtails. Diana, life after Elvis, but Elvis in the title, Elvis on the cover. Elvis makes the content. No identity without him. Diana, exactly. Kelsey, it's like Priscilla likes throwing those who are no longer with us under the bus. I was annoyed that Priscilla mentioned in her book that Gladys was hospitalized for depression on several occasions. Yeah, and there's nobody here to actually dispute that. Is there anybody here left to dispute that? Let me think. Billy Smith. I bet if you guys go to Elvis Fans Matters channel and ask Billy and Joe Smith if they knew about this, I wonder what their answer would be. Because I don't think she was. And if she was, why is it anybody's business? Why would it be anybody's business that Gladys was hospitalized for depression? Why? We all have our personal battles and demons, right? Why is it anybody's business? Gladys isn't here anymore, and I doubt if Elvis were alive, and we all know he's not, he wouldn't appreciate Priscilla talking about his mother that way because Elvis never said it to anybody, so why would she? Just saying. And we have 159 people in the chat right now. Thank you guys for joining me this evening. EP Vault says, Priscilla Pugh. Thank you for all the skunk emojis. Oh my gosh, Music World Wonder. I'm sending you another email. It's a PDF copy of Priscilla to you so no one else has to buy her book. All right, I'll send it to people if they ask. Sharon. She told Sonny West that forced story, but there she said he took her. Yeah, but by 1992-93, she was changing the narrative like that never happened. But she put it in her book. So, Priscilla is the liar, Music World Wonder. We know this. And thank you for sending the email. Velvis, that's a lot of people she threw under the bus. Dang. Well, she's old and she's got a story to tell. And what I mean by story is stories, like making up stuff. That's what I think. Unless you can prove some of this stuff, she's just talking out her butt. Sharon, is it anyone but her? Cage wasn't there long enough, I don't think. No. I mean, by the time they married, he already filed for divorce 3 months later. And she just regurgitated what Lisa already told people about Cage. That it was like they were two pirates getting married, and when two pirates get married, you sink the ship. Lisa already said that tale. Kaiser. Just jumping in. Don't know if anyone has comment on this, but did you all see her dance to Blue Suede Shoes on Tamron Hall's show? Oh my God. Cringe by 1,000. Twitter is talking about it. Woo! I'm glad I kind of missed that part of the show. I don't think I could deal with it because anytime she puts herself with Elvis, she sucks. So now she's trying to dance to Elvis, right? Well, then wasn't she in a play in the UK where she was singing Trouble by Elvis? It was awful. It was like two cats in heat. It was terrible. My ears were bleeding. It was awful. Jessie, Priscilla being a manipulative diva is an understatement. Oh, it is. Plus, she's a walking contradiction. Elvis, Priscilla and her web of lies. She's like Spider Woman. Man, 173 in chat. Thank you guys for joining us this evening. Francis, if you tell the truth about stuff, you don't need a good memory. Exactly. And Vanessa said to all the bad people who believe her, pray for him, Vanessa. Tracy, she basically claims Lisa's book is all lies, blames it on drugs. Yeah. And then blames Elvis for those drug habits. Elvis fan, my issue is why none of the interviewers never question BP. The real questions or make PP realize she's contradicting. They never do. It's like the mainstream media doesn't ask her what we would ask her. They don't talk about Lisa being essayed by Mike Edwards. They don't talk about Lisa, all of the stuff that's said bad about Priscilla in Lisa's book, they don't touch. Plus, they're not touching the Brigitte Cruz, Kevin Fialco court case with her. It's like it's non-existent. Nobody's asking her any of the questions. Just like nobody asked Riley at the book tour about when Riley was doing the book tour for Lisa's book, nobody asked Riley the hard questions either. And when Priscilla was with Riley on stage in Memphis, nobody asked them the right questions either. So, yeah, it's the mainstream media. They're just so either enthralled by her that they're not even going to think that she possibly could be doing any of this bad stuff, or they're paid off to only ask her the generic questions. Lulu, hi. And thank you, Music World Wonder. Sharon, how would Priscilla know about Gladys? I am certain if it happened, it was when she was upset over Elvis being drafted. Good grief. Yeah, but it's really not important whether she was or wasn't, right? So why is she telling this story? Why is she telling us? and nobody is here to verify. The only person I could think of even asking would be Billy Smith, And what if it was a private matter? You don't just throw stuff like that out. Tony says, I think Lisa said that about Ginger because she didn't cater to Elvis's every whim. Yeah. Molly, who knew she had Miss Gladys' medical records on hand, considering they never met? Well, yeah, she's acting like somebody just told her these things. Seacat, Elvis would be so mad to hear his mother's name be spoken by the Priscilla Pugh in such a way. And the skunk emojis are just too funny, guys. Ashley, in that scene in Elvis and Me, which she and Jerry Schilling were both advisors on, the actress literally said the R word when confronting Elvis about it. Ashley, I know. And that one was actually decent. If y'all hadn't catched the 1989 version or the 88 version of Elvis and Me with Dale McGiff and Susan Walters, you guys should, because that's actually one of the better versions. It's better than that crappy one she had 2 years ago. Only because I have a soft spot for Dale McGiff. I do. I have a soft spot. Plus, some of those love scenes were pretty woo, a little hot. But anyways, I'm distracted now by Dale McGiff. Okay. Anyway, in that you can actually watch it on YouTube. It's broke down in different pieces, but you can watch it all. But I will say she did say that in the movie. She did say that. She said the R word to his face. EP Vault, remembering Prissy didn't read Lisa's book. But she had to have read Lisa's book to write some of this book, EP Vault. She didn't read the book when she got on stage, I don't think, with Riley in Memphis, but I'm sure after 2 years and then this book, she had to. Because there's some things in here, where she's just rewriting history. I mean, we'll get to this, but basically in this book, she claims that Lisa Marie was just being over dramatic with Michael Edwards' issue. Just completely does this with it. Okay. Marilyn, why can't Prissy shut up? Because she's breathing. That's so bad. Oh, I'm so bad tonight. Oh, my. BK, the audiobook she did is AI. Yeah, it probably is. She's not going to sit in the studio and read her own book of lies to a microphone in an empty room. Probably not. Sherry, the bus is already full of her lies, so now she has to throw people under it. Good one. Yeah. Music World Wonder. We would get more truth about bikes from your husband than we would ever get from Priscilla about anything. Sherry, didn't Prissy also try to say Elvis wanted her to have an abortion? She told Lisa it was her that wanted an abortion. Yes, another contradiction. She claims in Elvis and Me, in her first book, she wanted the abortion. And she was talking to Elvis, and he told her it was up to her what she wanted to do, right? And now she's saying it was Elvis that brought up the word abortion. Yeah. Yes. Wow. So throw Elvis under the bus now, right? Even though she already wrote a book. You know what I was thinking, guys? If you're going to write a book, fine. But if you're going to write a book number 2, shouldn't you be making some of the stuff in your book number 2 match the stuff you wrote in book number 1? Normally you would, unless it's complete fantasy and all made up lies, right? Joanne, she should go write a book about her golden boy's father who lied about his identity, and I bet that would be a bestseller. Yeah, not much is said about him, is it? Very curious. Very curious. Diana. Whoop. I'm skipping people. I'm not trying to. Diana. She must have read it because some of the comments in the book, she's too narcissistic not to read it. Cat, did she even include a paragraph or chapter about Provolone's dad? Was that not her life after Elvis? It was. Not much is said again. That's what I said. Very curious. You know, this book was supposed to be Life After Elvis, right? But you got this much thickness of the book, right? This much of the book right here is about her and Elvis still. And only this part of the book is about life after him and throwing people under the bus. So how is it with a book of life after Elvis is the part with Elvis much thicker than the part of everything else? Like I said, it's very, it's awful, okay? I'll be honest. It's boring. It's boring. It's just Elvis and Me 2.0, where she's throwing people under the bus. She's gaslighting stories that have already been told about her, and she's making stuff up. You know? Tracy, 2 sentences about her 22 relationship with Marco. That's it. That's it. That's crazy. You spend 22 years with someone and have a kid with them, and you can only write 2 sentences about the man? Francis, I think Priscilla tells them what questions to ask. Questions are screened. Yeah. Do you really think that they even care about the big, real questions? And if she's allowed to pick and choose, what's the point? I thought real journalists are supposed to do real journalism, not this catering to celebrities bullcrap. But hey, that's in the world I wish I lived in, right? And you guys too. You know, the whole mainstream media gaslights us every single day. What would be the exception with Priscilla Presley, right? Sharon, she probably gives them a list of questions she will answer. Yeah, most definitely. It's sad. It's not real journalism if you're not allowed to ask real questions. Belvis, it's disturbing that Priscilla keeps saying Lisa didn't want to be here. She makes it sound like Lisa ended her life. I know. It's a way for her to cope. With the way that she took Lisa out, that's a way to help her cope with it. That's what I think. I think her telling the world that Lisa wanted to end it helps her cope with what she did. But don't take my word for it, folks, but that's what I think. Music World Wonder, I'm just in love with how MJ fans are eating her up on Twitter. It's such a hilarious delight to read. It is. It's great to have popcorn while you're reading the comments. I knew as soon as this book came out, I absolutely, positively, no doubt about it, knew that MJ supporter and fans would tear her a new one. And they are. But do you think she cares? No. I do not think she cares at all. In fact, I keep asking myself, how does that woman sleep at night? She sleeps just fine. Because a true narcissist, that's what they do. They don't care. They don't have feelings. They have no empathy like we do. They don't care. What they care about is what they're going to do next. And what she's trying to do is make money. That's all she cares about. Wow, guys, there's 187 people in the live chat right now. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Elvis fan A to Z. I wish Riley had crashed her first book tour interview like Priscilla did to Riley in Memphis and then take over the conversation. Boy, that would be awesome. And I would have loved if she would go on stage and the applause was so loud and she sat down and then she'd look at her Nona and go, was mine bigger than yours? I would have liked that. I would have probably have done that. It's a shame she didn't think about it. Kelsey. I also wonder if Prissy is paying the twins since she has photos of the twins in her book. Kelsey, yes, exactly. The twins are copyrighted. Their name, likeness, and image. And if she didn't pay the twins, then I hope the twins take her to court to get paid. But do you really think that Priscilla's going to make any money on this book, guys? Do you guys really think Priscilla's going to make money on this book? Because most of the reviews on this book are awful so far. They're basically saying what we're saying. It's just Elvis and Me 2.0. There's not much new information, and what is new you have to question because she lies like the wind blows. And if you don't know your Elvis history and you don't know her history with him or her history in general, you might miss something. David, hi. Ashley. Dell was terrific. I still swoon. So see, Ashley, you see what I'm seeing, right? You're seeing what I'm seeing. When I first watched Elvis and Me, the very first one, I was only 10 and I did not understand most of it. It was my mother watching it, right? But then there was one summer, it came on TV again when I was 13 and a half. And let me tell you, I swooned and been swooning ever since. There's something about that version. I'm telling you, he did a great job. Elvis A to Z, oh my. Music World Wonder, Dell is handsome. And yes, I'm very well. He's older than me. Oh, he's older than me too, girl. But at the time, I did not care. David, poor Elvis, not many good friends, eh? Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you put it that way, when you're famous like that, it would be hard to find out who really is your friends and who isn't your friends. You would find out pretty fast, right? Anthony, I think Lamar Fike and maybe others called Ginger a gold digger. I've heard that term before, but the main original gold digger is Priscilla Presley. Just know, guys, this is for entertainment purposes only, okay, folks? My opinion, my show, and I know you guys share most of my opinions or you wouldn't be here right now. So thank you guys for joining me. We have almost 200 people in the chat right now. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Velvis says, yeah, Riley should steal Prissy's thunder in the interviews. Hello, Nona. If it were me, I would do something like that. Molly, because she's breathing, is the correct response, Shauna? Well, it's being a little ornery, right? But hey, it came out, so that's the most honest you're going to get. Elvis fan, because she's breathing. Good one, Shauna. Yeah. Sometimes I do put them out, don't I? Elvis Girl 77, hello everyone. I was wondering if Peace Book is on audio and who's narrating it. At first, people told me it was Priscilla herself narrating it, and then a couple of people said it had to be AI narrating it. I don't know. Somebody wrote me an email, and I'm not going to name names because I'm just not, just because I want to keep it confidential. But somebody wrote me an email telling me that Lisa Marie tapes were probably forged by AI. Now, I don't know if that's true. I can't prove anything about it, but somebody wrote me and asked me to keep it quiet. It's just weird I got that email, guys. I'm like, In the world of AI, anything can be faked. That is a given. But I'm hoping and praying that Lisa's tapes are not AI. But I will say that in the world of AI, anything can be faked, and that is scary. Very scary. Or who's to say somebody might say they have tapes and it could be somebody else saying something. Whew, that's scary to think about. Barbara, I am friends with Ginger. I believe her. I also think some things in Lisa's book was interpreted by some who don't know Ginger. Or maybe when Lisa wrote the book, she was thinking like a 9-year-old little girl and maybe not with adult eyes. Or maybe that's just what she thought about her. I mean, she didn't talk to her since her dad died, so maybe that's what she thought about Ginger. Ain't nothing wrong with thinking something bad about someone who you're friends with. Ain't nothing wrong with it at all. I mean, I used to be friends with Rosemary, Ginger's sister. I think I still am. But I just think it's just hard to know who to trust and who to believe in a world that we live in today. Basically, you will have to read every Elvis book that has ever been written and then cross-reference it with all of these interviews with these people, with this, read in between the lines, put puzzle pieces together, and at the end of the day, who is it that's telling the truth? Who is lying? That is a hard question to answer. Because if I say, oh, Ginger is telling the truth, well, does that mean Lisa wasn't? Or if Lisa is telling the truth, does that mean Ginger wasn't? See where I'm at? Vet, doesn't she own the twins' name, likeness, and image, though? No, she doesn't. The twins own their own name, image, and likeness. Brigitte Cruz brokered it for them. Rainbow. So what's provolone drug addiction excuse? He's not a Presley or a Smith. I love that question. See, that's the point here. She'll throw Elvis under the bus for Lisa's drug addiction, right? So who does she throw under the bus for provolone? I love that question. That's a good one. Anthony, I hope Priscilla's book fails miserably. And Soul says the book's on audio and it's Pris reading. But then some people are saying it's AI. So it's like, Normally it's the person that writes the book that's reading, which is the truth. Normally. Sharon, her twins, if not paid, might be more of this string of normal behavior. I am queen. I don't know. Well, Priscilla thinks that she is the queen of Graceland. So sad. CC Cat with the skunk emojis. Priscilla Pooh. David, I wonder if Priscilla is going to reap money is going to reap money on Epic. Anyone know if she got credits? She got credits at the end. If you read the credits at the end, she'll be right there, like the Colonel used to be there, for coordinator or whatever. She'll be there. It's sad. She'll be there. And Jerry Schilling, too, will be there. It's really sad, right? But they'll be there. Ashley, Shauna, that Elvis and me scene in the snow, yikes. Oh, the make love to me scene. Yeah. What real 14-year-old's going to say that? Oh, yeah, one that was living in a brothel in Germany. BK, it's not AI. She wrote it. Priscilla, I mean, but she was too lazy. Ashley, I've been listening an hour a week, and that's all I can do. Her voice, it's nauseating. And Music World Wonder, your short about Priscilla videos are cracking me up. You're welcome. They were there to crack everybody up. That's why I'm making them. I want y'all to quit thinking about the trauma and the craziness and just laugh. Just laugh. It's so much better. It's kind of a healing experience. I rather laugh at her than be mad at her, right? Oh, I kind of more feel sorry for her, but nah, nah. Winterhawk. I think the media wants to keep on Priscilla's good side so they can still have access to Elvis because all they ask her about is Elvis, Elvis, Elvis. Oh yeah. BK says it's AI generated. So see, it's a cross between is it really her or is it AI? So Rosalind, I won't buy her book. I won't give her any money. You will have to read it to us. I will do my best. Granted, we're not reading any of this tonight. Not tonight. No. Kelsey, the fact that Graceland isn't selling or promoting Prissy's new book speaks volumes. Graceland also is no longer selling Elvis and Me. I know. Isn't that great? It's great. Sharon, if there weren't so many liars out there. Oh yeah. It would be nice. Queen Scott, hi. It's okay if you're late. It's better late than never. Velvis, nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea from Priscilla. Wow. Gotta go to the doctor for that, girl. Oh, I skipped some. Sorry, guys. Trelana. Kathy Westmoreland's book confirms Elvis was crazy in love with Ginger. It also confirms Elvis knew about Mike Stone and gave Prissy an ultimatum in Vegas. I mean, I I want Kathy Westmoreland's book, like the real book, but that's expensive. You can't. I mean, you can buy it, but it's a lot of money. And there are some people in the Memphis Mafia that say Elvis was going to marry Ginger, and then you have some people that say he wasn't, and that he was going to go on tour with Alicia Kerwin, right? Isn't that what was said? So I don't know, guys. You know, I guess it all boils down to one thing. You just had to be there. In order to know the truth at this point, you just had to be there. You just had to be in the room at the time. So it could be AI, but the book narration is annoying as the real Priscilla. By the way, I hear it on another channel. Would never purchase ever. No, you're good. But see, I didn't purchase. This was a gift. It was given to me, so I didn't pay a dime for it. So it's okay if we debunk it because I didn't pay no money for this book. I didn't know. Kathleen, having a mother like Pris would drive you to drink and drugs. Okay. Most children of narcissistic mothers have generational trauma and drinking and drug addictions. There is known it goes together. I'm just saying, if you look it up on Google, it'll tell you guys. So normally, children of a narcissistic mother or dad, just parent in general, but mothers are normally worse to their daughters, especially narcissistic mothers. So most of them have generational trauma, which Riley did say that their family has, right? And there is history of drinking and drug addictions and depression. Music World Wonder. I am the queen of rock and roll. No, Priscilla, you are not. You can't sing to save your life. Yeah, just the fact that she copyrighted a web page that's Queen of Rock and Roll says so much about the woman. She had nothing to do with rock and roll. So, Pris gave Lisa cocaine when she was a child. I know. And is she gonna pay for that? David, I wonder how many it's now or never sold now. 8 million back in the day, pre 77. I don't know, David. How many? You mean how many copies of it's now or never sold? And you said 8 million back in the day, pre 77? Sounds about right, though. CC Cat. That is such a joke, Music World Wonder, shaking my head. Queen of rock and roll. It's laughable. Winterhawk. Yes, the shorts are hilarious. We need to laugh at this situation. Getting angry is a waste of emotion. To me lately, it has. That's why I've been making the funny shorts. Because there's too much serious, too much drama, and sometimes when I want to turn the world off, especially like her crap, it's best to laugh at her than it is anything else. So that's what I've been doing. Ashley, Priscilla talks about Elvis and Lisa's addiction. Why doesn't she address her addiction to money, notoriety, and living off of the Presley name for most of her life? Yeah, she she's never going to address that. She's going to show it, but she's never going to address that. Yes, Elvis fan, the queen of rock and roll is Tina Turner. David, will you sing Blue Moon? What? Did you say me sing it? I don't want anybody to run away. Cheryl. Kathy also said Elvis had bone cancer. That's true, Cheryl. That's true. She did. I remember that. I never read the book, but I had the cliff notes. So there you go. So if Kathy says Elvis had bone cancer and we know he didn't have bone cancer, then why are we going to believe Kathy when she says that Ginger was the love of Elvis's life or whatever? I don't know. Bizarre. Billy and Joe said Kerwin was already in place to go on tour. Yes, they did. They said Alicia Kerwin was. And to this day, Ginger disputes that. To this day. She says Alicia Kerwin was never going to go on tour with Elvis. Savette, whatever it is, her voice is annoying. I sped it up by 1.5 speed. It's kind of comic listening to her at that speed. Oh, Savette, I couldn't even talk that fast. That would be kind of funny. Music World Wonder. His cousin Billy said Elvis wasn't the marrying type. He also said that he had like a 5-year rule. Be with him 5 years, move on to the next for 5 years, right? He did say that like in 2018, wasn't it? Elvis and his secrets of his women or whatever video. It was like one of the few first videos that they ever did. Trelana, I'm so glad Graceland has purged Prissy's lies. How can Roundley stand to look at her? Prissy lied about Elvis R-ing her. Sometimes I think, is she even aware out of all the lies out of Renona's mouth? Is she even aware? You know? Tony, Alicia swore they were platonic friends. She did. And Alicia said no, it wasn't true. Gosh. Oh, do you want me? Oh, thanks for the $5, David. You really want me to sing that song, don't you? Is it Blue Moon of Kentucky? Because I sing that better than Blue Moon, because that's too high of a key. Jesse, is there a video of Priscilla singing Trouble? I want to see it if there is. I want to see how horrible. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can find it. Hold that thought. I might not be able to play it, but I know I'll be able to. I won't be able to show you guys the video, but I can play the song. Let's see. Here it is. Let me see if I can turn it up. It's awful. It's awful though, Jesse, so be prepared.
If you're looking for trouble, look right in my face. I was born standing up, talking back. My daddy was a green-eyed.
Is this singing or talking? There you go. And yes, exactly. That was the perfect one there. Oh, that's so funny. Molly says that it further proves she's totally irrelevant without Elvis. She's a grade A loser. Soul, 5-year rule. The sexual attraction excitement lasts for only 4 years. Velvet says, Shauna, sing a little. Well, David did give me $5. I better do that in a minute. Diana says, Gingerbread did not notice that she was already replaced. Ooh. Ashley, she again tells the lie that Elvis wouldn't sleep with her because she was a mother. She says he put her on a pedestal because of it. She leaves out the fact that she cheated almost immediately after. Yes, and then you have Music World Wonder, Diana, and all y'all laughing at Priscilla singing. And then you have Jack. Diana, Alicia said herself she wasn't romantically involved with Elvis, so I don't know why people keep using Alicia to discredit Ginger. I don't know. I guess it depends on who you're going to believe, right? You know, some people believe what Billy said. Some people believe what Ginger says. Some people even believe what Priscilla says. It's just who you're going to believe. Ashley, notice how different her tone of voice is when she sings. Yes, it's lower. It's lower. So you know when she talks like this, it's just a fake voice. I mean, according to Brigitte, it is a fake voice. I'm just going to give you guys the truth, okay? According to Brigitte, Priscilla fakes her little sweet, high, innocent voice. She does. She fakes it. It's so funny. Michael Jackson had the same type thing, right? Lisa said that Michael would talk differently in public than he would with her. So I find it kind of funny. Kind of funny. Sharon, Alicia has a book. Billy and Joe and Elvis maid had confirmed. Alicia was already going on the last tour. Arrangements already made. So see, another person. So it's just, what story are we going to believe here, folks? Molly said, stop it, Shauna, stop. My ears are bleeding. I'm sorry. She wanted to hear Priscilla sing. Kelsey, I thought it was weird that Prissy wrote in her book that Lisa had a romanticized childhood view of her dad. So, in the olden days, Pris would be the village loon and her insanity would not be entertained. Oh, wow, Saul. That's a good one. Music World Wonder. Lord knows Satan is far better singer than her. Queen Scott. Elvis never embraced being called the king of rock and roll. Tina Turner has rocked with guys from all kinds of rock genre. Yes, even the Rolling Stones. Holly. What have I missed? Just getting on? It's better late than never, Holly. Watched the beginning later, but now you're here. We're talking about Priscilla and the web of lies she has spun with this book and all the interviews that she's been doing. Yes. Diana said to Jack that it's possible. Good point. Sharon. Who the hell was singing that and ruining the song? Sharon, that was Priscilla Presley singing Elvis's song Trouble. Oh, yes, it was her. David, that's not you, it's Robert Goulet. Hate that SOB. That's what Elvis would say. Karen, Elvis just rolled over. Molly, do you know the Muffin Man? Yeah, he lives on Drury Lane. Yes, Jennifer, it made all of our ears bleed, but I wanted to show Jessie what her voice sounds like when she tries to sing. Jack, Alicia said she wasn't under oath. It's so odd how people use Alicia to get rid of Ginger, and Alicia herself said it's not true. Ryan said that his Siberian Husky just howled when I played that song of Priscilla singing Trouble. Well, I bet is it a girl Siberian Husky or a boy? But I bet you either way, if I were to play it again, they would howl even louder. Jessie, wow, that was absolutely no feeling at all whatsoever in her singing that. She butchered the whole song. Thank you, Shauna. I'm going to show my mom that. You're welcome. Sharon, wait, he wouldn't sleep with her, but he took her? Exactly. So which is it, Priscilla? He wasn't interested in you in sex because you had a child, or he took you. See, she does make things up, guys. It's like, I make stuff up. Whatever narrative I find, I just make it up. Tony, Alicia swore under oath for the Dr. Nick case. Winterhawk. Oh, that was Prissy singing? Lord help us. Yes, it was her singing, or talking singing, whatever you call it. Music World Wonder. Michael actually sounded adorable. Prissy does not sound adorable at all. She sounds incredibly annoying. Holly, oh my Molly, I'm glad I missed it. L. Knowlton. Need to ask Billy because he was supposed to get a hold of whomever to go on the first part of the tour since she was going. Like I said, who you gonna believe? You know, that's how the Elvis world is right now. We're so divided on different girlfriends, on our belief about Priscilla, on who do we believe, who's telling the truth. It's crazy. We shouldn't have to do this, but here we are. Deborah, the 5-year thing was for common marriage. Well, he didn't want to be common married to nobody. Then he would owe spousal support. He didn't want to put himself in that trap again. Molly, gingerbread referring to Ginger, and I said, do you know the Muffin Man? Just a little joke. Yeah, and that's why I said he lives on Drury Lane. Of course I know the Muffin Man. Maria, in Ginger's book, she wasn't going to the beginning of the tour because she had female troubles. So they asked Alicia to fill in until Ginger came. Yeah, but just because you invite a girl on tour doesn't mean he wants to have a relationship with the girl. Maybe he just invited her because she was a friend. Tony. Billy said Alicia swore in a deposition that they were platonic. Yeah. She can be a friend and still go on tour with him. Holly, I'm so upset. I'm so upset with her in regards to her interviews. So are we all, Holly. Every interview she did this week, she changed the story of something or another. Every interview she did, there were contradictions to the interviews she would do before. It's been crazy all week. And Barbara says that she believes Jack because she has Alicia's book. Velvis, what's Priscilla's encore? Hey, big spender. Oh my gosh. Won't you spend some time with me? Uh-huh. Music World Wonder. I view Elvis from this light. He was extremely handsome, very talented, had a huge love for women. He loved chocolate as well, and chocolate loved him right back. 90s kid here loves Elvis. Sharon, regarding singing of Prissy, Elvis would have shot that phone. Yes, Diana. What do you think about the statement in the book that P claims that Graceland was sold by Lisa? I need an opinion about it. Well, she claims that she was devastated to find out that Lisa sold 85% of Graceland, which is so funny because it was her, Priscilla, and Barry Siegel who brokered to get her to sell the 85% because they wanted to have a few $1,000,000 of their own. And Brigitte has the paperwork for that for the court case. So there you go. That's what I think about it. That's my full opinion about it. She claims she was devastated when Lisa sold 85%. No, she wasn't. It was her idea, her and Barry. And that's one of the reasons why Lisa took Barry Siegel to court. So, Jack, I'm going to have to ask Billy Smith that myself and see what he says. Holly, there's no way Lisa sold Graceland, period. It's just weird. She just said that she was devastated that Lisa Marie sold 85% of her stake in EPE. Chalana, it is so sad that Priscilla claims that Lisa wasn't in love with Michael Jackson. I also thought it was a weird relationship, but I didn't doubt she loved him. Really weird here. So Priscilla claims that Lisa never loved MJ, that MJ just manipulated Lisa into marrying him so he could look like a heterosexual male. That's Prissy's words. But Lisa's words were completely different. In Lisa's book, she claims MJ was the love of her life, and they continued to see each other until his death. So, yeah. Joy, it's like the 14-year-old, she said it was platonic. Yeah, like that. Maybe. Molly, I would be Elvis's friend, so I definitely believe Alicia. I would be Elvis's friend, too. I think two friends can go out on a trip together and be platonic and nothing else happen. There's lots of times Elvis actually slept in the same bed with women and nothing happened. He liked having companionship because he didn't like sleeping alone. He sleptwalked and he didn't like sleeping alone. And there are lots of women that would just sleep. They did nothing but sleep. Most of the time, Elvis would just read the Bible till he fell asleep. They fell asleep and nothing happened. So there's that. Velvis said, if your child needs a daddy, I can help. Queen Scott, she said in her first book, Elvis expressed his anger towards her. In this book, she stated he had a temper, but he never displayed it towards her. The woman's a liar. And she claims Elvis never laid a hand on me. Never hurt me. Never had his anger towards me. Uh-huh. Right. CC Cat. Graceland sold by Lisa? What the hell? That's crazy. The question was just a little worded wrong. That what they meant was Priscilla says in her book that she was devastated, that Lisa sold 85% in her stake of EPE. Kathy. One interview that I saw, Prissy said that she was with Elvis since she was 32. I know. She said she was with Elvis for over 11 years. I'm like, the math ain't mathin', honey. Math ain't mathin'. It's not mathin'. Well, Jack, maybe some of the stuff that they said in the past they take back because maybe they were all trying to get along with Priscilla. I mean, once upon a time, Billy Smith worked for EPE at Graceland, and Priscilla was the head of the table there. So maybe he was trying to say things to make her look good and face value. But now he's saying things differently. So there could be that. Holly, I thought the 85% was of EPE. It was, Holly. The question was just worded differently. And where was that? And C-Cat said, Val, you're on fire. So, can Brigitte use all of Priscilla's public contradictory statements to discredit her on the lawsuit? She can. Everything Priscilla says right now and does can be used in a court of law. So, yeah. In fact, I actually helped her a couple of weeks ago myself. Yeah, even me. I found something and it was very, very interesting that she had said lately, and I sent it to Brigitte, and Brigitte used it. You know? So, and remember when the 28 pages of this book came out? When the 28 pages of this book came out, I sent her those 28 pages, and she used a lot of that herself. So, I think Priscilla is going to be very surprised when her court case starts again, what all that they have on her. And we've all been helping in our own little way. Interesting, right? Very interesting. Sharon, I've never heard Billy say Gladys would love Priscilla. He said Gladys would leave it up to Elvis, but Gladys loved Anita Wood and thought they would be married after the army. Sharon, thank you for saying that, because Jack, I don't ever remembering, really, I really don't remember Billy Smith saying that Elvis, that Gladys would love Priscilla. I don't ever remember that. So, I mean, that's why I said maybe he said that in the beginning, but he's not saying it now because he has no allegiance to her. You know, once upon a time, he did work for Graceland, so he might have to spin a story so he keep his job. I don't know, but I don't ever remember him saying that. So thank you, Sharon. Rosalind. Prissy got $13 million cash when 85% was sold, and Lisa didn't know anything about it. Marco told her. Yes, and that's the reason why, one of the reasons why Marco left. The way Priscilla played Lisa like that. Holly. Lisa also wrote a few songs for Michael. I truly believe Lisa loved Michael. Really? What songs were that, Holly? What songs? Do you know? That would be interesting to know. Music World Wonder. Yes. Chris Mackler told Amy Signor that Barry Siegel was his friend and he would never do what was alleged against, but he did do it. Velvis. Love being here with you all. I love that you're here with us, Velvis. Sea Cat, we love you being here too, Val. Joy, in her own movie, she put in it, he threw that case at her because he knew Priscilla was seeing dance teacher. That, plus there's also another scene where he actually did kind of throw records towards her general direction because she was criticizing his music. You don't criticize Elvis's music. I wish it was like your earlier stuff, more rock and roll. Sharon, Graceland was and is 100% owned by Lisa and now the girls. 85% was the museum, and I heard it was Prissy and partner that did it. It was Prissy and Barry. Prissy and Barry. Winterhawk. Even though Priscilla's saying in her book she was devastated to know Lisa did that, she wanted Lisa to do it. She's such a liar. She really is, guys. I don't know. Like, I'm guessing she sleeps fine at night, but who knows? How do you sleep at night? How do you tell those lies? I don't know how she does it, but she does it. Ashley, anybody else see her basically throw Baz under the bus too and say she really didn't like the Elvis movie and it wasn't long enough, which is bull crap, Ashley. Yeah, I know. Because when the movie came out and she was promoting it, she loved the movie. She said it was groundbreaking. She said it was awesome. So now the story changes. So, after Lisa died, Priscilla started saying she was still sleeping with Elvis long after the divorce. She says lots of things, Sol, and she'll probably say even more things before her death. But yeah, I don't believe that. I never did. And I do not believe that he would have ever asked Priscilla back. I do not believe that. Music World Wonder. Priscilla also claims that she didn't dislike Michael Jackson, but she does. And she acts like Michael Jackson hadn't been famous since grade school by the time he and Lisa reconnected, which is weird because he was very famous. Very, very, very famous. Ashley, she also says Mike Stone wasn't why she left Elvis. It was because she was so jealous of other women. She lies like a rug. That's a good one. Jesse, Shauna, I just showed my mom Prissy Pants singing Trouble and she hated it. I bet. Soul, Just a Dream too, maybe. Idiot? I don't know though. I'm gonna tell you what I think about you in that unbelievable way I do. You're an idiot, and I hate your guts. That song could be about Priscilla. It could be. David, there's really only two halves like life, before Gladys and after Gladys. Who was there at his happiest? Gladys. And if she had lived, I think he would have lived longer. I think his mother kept him on his toes. And I think when his mother passed, it devastated him so much and the fame got to him that nobody could tell him what to do. I think the only person that could tell him what to do was his mama. Music World Wonder. All of this just makes me want to find out if the honey trap story is true. This is the second time I've heard that phrase. What is the honey trap? What am I missing here? I've got to Google this. Is it Priscilla Presley honey trap? I want to see what people are talking about. This is the second time I've heard that. AI says that there's no indication in the provided search results of Priscilla Presley being involved in a honey trap scheme. Instead, the term honey trap may be a misunderstanding as news from August 2025 focuses on a lawsuit accusing her of pulling the plug on Lisa Marie Presley to control Elvis Presley's estate, a claim she denies. Other recent articles discuss her searching for a new love and a feud with former business partners. Huh. If I didn't do this right, you're going to have to tell me what this means by the money trap. Because I don't know. That's the second time I've heard that, and I want to know what the story is on this. Molly, that's right. When she sings like that, she has no room to criticize Elvis or his music. Exactly. Tony, what is the honey trap story, music world? See? I'm like, what? This is the second time I've heard this in less than 4 months. And I need to know. Kelsey, people want to judge Elvis hanging around Prissy, who was 14 back in 1959. But Prissy's mom was 14 when she met Priscilla's biological father. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And then you have Lisa Marie at 13, 14, dating that 20-something-year-old guy and loses her virginity to him. You have Lisa, too, doing it. You know? Let's see. Jack. Well, I think it's clear to everyone who knows anything about Elvis that Gladys would not have loved Priscilla. I'm so confused by them saying that regardless when they said that. Okay, when they said it, I don't know. I never heard them say it. I don't ever remember them saying it. You'll have to tell me what interview that was. Maybe there's some kind of archive evidence. I just never heard him say it. Elvis fan, let's hit like for Shauna. We are powerful. Thank you very much. If you guys hit the like button, that helps the algorithm. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, guys, come on. Join the party, man. It's fun around here. So, since Lisa is not around to refute any claims, Pris has gone into overdrive. Yes, she has. Oh, so Priscilla is on Jimmy Kimmel. Is it tonight? She's going to tell more lies. That's what she's good at. She's going to tell more lies. I wonder which one it'll be on Jimmy Kimmel. Kathy, also read that when Ben died, Lisa threw an olive branch to Prissy to come to Ben's funeral, and she didn't do it. Ooh, that's awful. Ashley, it was Stephen Colbert, Catherine, and yes, it was a terrible interview. Are you guys getting Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel mixed up? Jack, I noticed Priscilla bought out her book that she made sure Billy had a job at Graceland. Well, Billy asked Graceland for a job. David, idiot, soul. I like a lot of Lisa's music. I think she was underrated. By the way, just saw Nelson's twins, laugh out loud. Show was fun. I wonder if they ever knew Lisa. Ricky, Nelson's twins? If that's what you're talking about, Soul, I love Nelson. They had first came out in 1990. There was a song I loved, Can't Live Without Your Love. It was really a good song. And I thought they were cute as a button. They had this long, long, long blonde hair. Wow. They were cute as a button. Music World Wonder. You said you knew about the honey trap. No, I want to know about the honey trap. I never said that. If I did, please forgive me, but I don't know about it. But you're the second person who has mentioned it, and I want to know what it means. You're going to have to tell me. You're going to have to write me an email. You're going to have to show me what it means. And yeah, I know not to trust AI all the time, but I was trying to Google it, and that's what it gave me. Live free or die. She's real snooty, like she's an actual star. Well, she thinks that she thinks her crap don't stink. That's what she thinks, Live Free or Die. She thinks that she is a star and her crap don't stink. On his channel, Professor Hamamoto talks about Priscilla being a CIA asset. A CIA asset? Really? I've got to look this up, Soul. This is intriguing. Let me write that down before I forget. I need a drink first. Let me see. I've got to write this down because I'm afraid I'm going to forget it, Soul, when we get off of here. So, Professor Hamamoto. I've got to look that up. Winterhawk. Is the honey trap story about Prissy and family trapping Elvis into marriage? That's the only honey trap I could think of. And that kind of does sound like something. We all knew that he didn't want to marry her. Didn't the maid say the night before Elvis was supposed to marry Priscilla, she caught him crying? She caught him crying. Live Free or Die. I watch a lot of YouTube channels that do celebrity signing autograph shows, and Priscilla comes in acting like Princess Diana. Oh, she couldn't even shine Princess Di's shoes. Velvis, the honey trap. Is this something to do with Winnie the Pooh? I don't know. For personal gain, Shauna, honey trap. I could never play piano, missing keys. Elvis. Oh no, Prissy gonna get Kimmel canceled again. Oh gosh. Guys, I'm serious. Queen Scott. She told the ladies on The View she felt that Michael married Lisa to use her to get close to Elvis's name because he was obsessed with Elvis. Both men were extremely talented. Just say you hated the man. Girl, that's a good comment because that's what I think is what happened. David. I'll sing your song before we leave for the night, I promise. I just don't want to make everybody go right now. Live Free or Die. She charges $100 for a picture and $150 for an autograph. Yeah, but if you have $250, she'll sign an Elvis record or an Elvis photo. Why isn't Riley speaking out to defend her mother? Riley's quiet about everything. She's quiet about everything. I'll give you an example. We finally have Priscilla saying that she quit Scientology when Lisa confronted David Miscavige's sisters and on camera to David himself. Okay? And according to Aaron from the channel Growing Up in Scientology, which I watched that, by the way, Aaron said that when you're in Scientology and you say you left, you're gone. You're left. You can't take it back. And people who are in Scientology will quit being your friends and you'll just, cease to exist with the people in Scientology. But he said if you don't say anything and you keep quiet, you can just let it ride and people can just guess that you're either in it or out. As long as you don't say anything, you can still be friends with the people in Scientology and it not be a conflict of interest to them. So Lisa says she quit. Priscilla says she quit. Riley hasn't said anything. And Aaron had a prediction, not really a prediction, but he was guessing. I don't know if his guess is right or not, but Aaron said that could be an indicator that Riley is still a Scientologist or she's at least keeping quiet so she can keep her friends that are in Scientology. But what's so funny is in Lisa's book, and we'll get to it when I read, I'm not going to read it word for word, but when I tell you everything in this book, one of the things that's in this book is Priscilla stating that she quit Scientology when Lisa quit Scientology, that she misses being audited, which is very odd to me. She misses being audited, and her great friend John Travolta, people like that she's met. And then it states that, well, in other words, I don't think John Travolta will be allowed to be her friend publicly anymore because she publicly just says that she left Scientology. So I don't think John Travolta will be her friend in public anymore because she basically says she's out. So, live free or die. Billy Smith said one of the reasons he left Graceland was they wanted him to lie about the authenticity of a travel home. Oh. Karen goes, where's Jerry? Not with Priscilla. Well, he hasn't been seen with her as of late. Not since all this stuff has hit the fan. I think he's distancing himself from her a little bit. Especially after the way Lisa died went down. He hasn't been seen with her in public. So her lap dog has been missing. Kelsey, I looked at a dictionary website and honey trap means to attract someone sexually in order to get information to make them do something. Well, then if that's the case, maybe Priscilla and her parents honey trapped Elvis into marrying her. Soul, charging for pics is tacky. The Nelson twins stayed an hour after the show to do their meet and greet for free. I got my pics. Soul, that's awesome. So it is the Nelson twins. They're still cute as a button. Molly, I can't live without your love, baby, your love. I like that song. There she goes, just like an angel. Trelina, why does Riley have anything to do with her? I'm pretty sure Riley is in it. She was born in it. Hey, Riley has always kept quiet. According to her, even when she does make a statement, her family has always been private. And she's so pissed off that her Nona brought a lot of this up to the public. Riley has stated numerous times they are private. She wanted this stuff private, but Priscilla did not care and still does not care. Betty, she's not going to disconnect from her child. Molly, she misses being audited but claims that. She does claim it. Molly, she says it in her book. She says that she's left Scientology, but she misses it sometimes, especially the auditing. Okay. Pris misses being audited because she's known to have carnal relations with her auditor during sessions. I knew somebody would bring that up. She did. In the past, one of her auditors and her had an affair. It was a big scandal in Scientology. Yes, it was. Winterhawk, I bet Riley is quiet because she's waiting for Nona to shuffle off so that she can say, oops, no more room at Graceland Inn, sorry, and not get sued. I don't know, guys. I hope so, anyway. Diana, John Travolta is not allowed to have contact with someone who has left the cult. Exactly, Diana. So I think, hold on. So I think the money trap thing came from MK Ultra and the fact that Pris's dad was military, as with Jim Morrison, etc. Oh, so we're going into MK Ultra CIA asset and all, right? Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting. Now I gotta look all this stuff up later on. Look, you guys are gonna make me stay up all night looking at something. Make me go down a rabbit hole, right? Molly, if she publicly says she has left the cult, then no, John would not, but he probably would. Well, according to Ron, since Priscilla basically says to the public she left, he's not allowed to spend time with her at all. Queen Scott, big mouth, provolone, brags on Riley, stating he can't believe she came from Lisa, but put Ben down same as he did Lisa, so that answers all the questions about Nona Dearest and provolone. Good statement. Good statement. David, I loved Ricky Nelson, garden party. Yes, but Ricky Nelson's twin boys are pretty talented, David. Look them up. Nelson. Music World Wonder. Provolone can go smoke a pipe in hell. Woo! Girl, bird! Catherine, hold up. I heard she said in her book Elvis Presley was not violent. But in her 1985 interview with Barbara Walters, she states Elvis Presley gave her a black eye when he threw records across the room at her. Yes, exactly. As what I said before, you're going to write one book, that's fine. But if you're going to write book number 2, you better make sure that what you write in book number 2 is the same thing that you write in book number 1, because the math ain't mathing. Molly, MK Ultra would pass on her. She's a liability. Live Free or Die. If anyone hasn't seen all the King's Men videos, you will get a tremendous amount of information and dirt about Elvis and Priscilla's pre-married and married years. Oh, yes, they're very good. And my friend, EP Vault, has a lot of them on his channel. Winter Hawk, thank you for having me tonight. It was such a blast. You're so fun to hang out with, Shauna. Until next time. Thank you for coming, Winter Hawk, and come back next week. CCAP, I don't remember the black eye comment. I don't believe that for a second. I don't either, but she lies all the time. Diana, in Scientology, auditing is some form of therapy. If she misses it, she should go to the real therapist. Yeah, now that she's not in Scientology, I'm sure she believes in therapy now and antipsychotic meds. Queen Scott. Very true. Listen to his Ron interviews. He speaks very ill about his half sister and Ben. Oh, he does. He does. It made me sick. This is why I didn't like Navarone from the get-go, provolone, because of that. Yes, Renata. The new book is such a waste of time, but everyone is still interested in some of the things that she's saying because it's fun to make fun of her, I think. That's the only way we all are going to get through this. Our anger, we can't do anything. Does she even give a crap about what we think of her? No, she doesn't. So I think it's best to just make fun of her. Make fun of her. It's the best therapy. You know, I'd rather make fun of her than be so angry with her that my head explodes. You gotta go, Barbara? You enjoyed tonight? Oh, y'all have a great weekend. Thank you, Barbara, and thank you very much. You know, we all have different opinions in this chat, and I really try my best to monitor it the best way I can. If y'all are very respectful to each other, you know, a good debate is healthy. But if there's anybody ever really, really, really hurting anybody, you know I'm going to put a stop to it ASAP. So thank you, Barbara, for making it this evening. Jessie, I wonder what Priscilla would do if someone wrote a book hating on her, just like she's done with others. She would probably flip out. Yes, she would flip out. She totally would if somebody were to do that. But you would think she would have flipped out when she finally read Lisa's book. You made it, Melissa. Hey! Glad you're here. It's better late than never. Ashley, live free or die. She was also running off to sleep with the karate instructor when he threw that flashlight in the movie. Yes, that's true as well. Oh, yes, time for Child Bride 2. Where is Susan Finstad these days? I think Priscilla got to her. Because didn't Susan Finstad say about 6 or 7 years ago, that she was going to write a Child Bride 2? And then it never happened. Yes, Kelsey. Tony Ortega wrote an article about Prissy's new book and called her out. In his article, it states that Sylvia Spanky Taylor is the one that took Prissy to Scientology Celebrity Center. I have that article too. I've got so much for you guys tonight. We've been on for an hour and 46 minutes and I haven't got to any of it. I think that we just needed to have a live chat to vent and reflect on all the bull crap that she's been shoveling down our throats all week. Granted, I've got all this right here and I wanted to do it all with you guys tonight, but it's like, this has been like therapy session for me. I don't know about you guys, but I've been having a good old time. I could be sitting here reading you articles, showing you stuff, but this is what counts. Y'all been holding this back all week, you know? So have I. So this is just a way for us to heal. We got to talk about this stuff or we're going to explode. Molly, control of emotions using your trauma to further traumatize you with new trauma while you're holding the e-meter and people are listening in, that's control. Oh, I know, Molly. Being audited is crazy, but yet Priscilla says she misses it. Yeah. Live free or die. Does anyone think Priscilla has earned the right to be buried at Graceland because she saved Graceland? Oh, hell to the no. None of us believe that. None of us at all. We're thinking in our head, what ex-wife wants to be buried near their ex-husband? See, look, all of them say no, no, no. I am E. Hello, Shauna. Finstad may be waiting for Priscilla to be home to write that book. That's true. That's a good point. She's probably waiting for Priscilla to quit breathing before she writes that book. She don't want to be sued. Queen Scott, she lied and said she was the only woman hanging with all of Elvis's friends. No women, when in reality all these men's wives and girlfriends were there and video film to prove it. Oh, I know, and she acts like she was the only woman in a circle of all men. Whatever. Whatever. Trelana, it's just desensitive. I can't pronounce that word. That's too much of a long word. You tell the same story over again until you don't have any emotion or reaction. I have been to an auditing session. My brother is in it. Your brother is in Scientology? Oh, Lord. We're going to have to pray for your brother. He's going to have to leave that cult. How is he in the cult and you're not? Is he allowed to talk to you still? Jessie, even if she wanted to be buried there, no one would do it. We don't know that, Jessie. I'm scared. I'm scared to wake up one day and the news of the day is going to be, not because I'm be sad or nothing, but the news of the day one day will be Priscilla Presley, dead and gone, at the age of blah, 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 and she will be interred forever. Meditation garden in Graceland. I will not like that. I think that's going to be a nightmare, and I hope it doesn't happen. But guys, if it does happen, don't be surprised. I just don't know. Julia, I just joined your live. I'm curious, though, if Riley herself will ever write a book after Scylla is gone. She probably doesn't want to be sued either. I bet you she wouldn't want to be sued again. She already been sued once by her Nona. I'm sure she don't want to be sued again. She'll lose all of her inheritance. But who knows? Some people think that when Priscilla finally croaks, some people think that's when Riley's going to put out Lisa Marie's tapes so we all can hear them all. Queen Scott. Elvis fans saved Graceland to the state. It was us fans that saved Graceland. That's right. It was not this woman in front of Graceland like, oh, I saved this place. No, she did not. She did not. Okay, guys. I'm going to let you go for this evening. I love each and every one of you. Thank you all for joining my chat this evening. Oh my gosh, we are at 217 people in the chat. Thank you all for joining me tonight. You could have went to any Elvis channel for your venting of Priscilla lives throughout the week, but you didn't. You came to mine, and for that, I love each and every one of you for it. You guys are wonderful. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't even be here, you know? But guys, I'm going to start doing videos for you next week. There's going to be some breakdowns. Don't listen. We're going to do a breakdown of the book. We're going to do a breakdown of putting Elvis and Me and Softly As I Leave You together. We're going to put it all out to you guys, all her lies, the tale she's spinning, all of it. Next week, I'm going to be putting out videos explaining all of this in detail to you guys so we can get an idea of all of her lies, okay? But tonight was more like a therapy session than anything because we needed to vent. We needed a place to vent, and you guys did it on my channel, and you know I love you guys for it. Also, guys, I have to go to my son's. He plays the saxophone in band, and I'm going to my son's Battle of the Bands on Tuesday. If you guys know, I totally am obsessed with my son. Whatever he does, I'm going to be there to support him and be the biggest cheerleader in those bleachers. So Monday night, I'm going to do a video for you. Tuesday night, I will be busy with my kid and my husband with the Battle of the Bands. But Wednesday, I'll have a video out for you, and Friday. So guys, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 nights, I'm going to be at ya. So join me. We're going to have fun. We're going to break down some things and show you guys context. Okay? Oh, and also, I was supposed to sing a song for David. Okay. Okay, David. Before I go, I'm going to sing that song for you. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and let me blue. I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and let me blue. Well, it was on a moonlight night, stars shining bright, with